Hannah
Uh,
Waverly, my mom. Hannah Waverly Lance was born in Idaho at Coeur d'Alene on August 6, 1911. She was raised in Sandpoint, and my grandma, who lived to be 104, by the way, joined the Jehovah's Witness movement early on, which my mom soundly rejected. So they didn't have a real close relationship. Mom was in nurse's training when she met my dad. He was studying pre med, and they ended up getting married. And it was wartime. I was born on October 7th, 1944, in Roswell, New Mexico. And no comments, please. Mom was serving as a nurse in the Japanese internment camp there, which she said was very sad for her. Dad was in the Army Air Corps, he had joined, and they divorced when I was 6 years old. I have no idea why, neither one of them would talk about it. But Dad was a philanderer, I believe, and he was cocky and arrogant and ebullient and a great guy in many ways and a handful in others. But Mom continued nursing in Fresno with my dad's great aunt, or actually my dad's aunt, who came over from Holland. And my dad's mom died very early when he was 8. But grandma, or excuse me, aunt, aunt, gosh, can't remember her name, and Uncle Ralph lived in the Fresno area and were mom's basic family. I went to live with my dad, and we traveled in the Air Force and went all over, went to Europe. But I rejoined my mom in high school, and that's when we really got to know each other. Mom was a gentle soul, except if you talked politics and you had anything bad to say about Pat Brown. She was pretty staunch on that. She became a competitive dancer with Arthur Murray, and she did that for many, many years. She retired from nursing when she was 77 years old. So she was always a hard worker. She gave a lot to the charity at the hospital that she served in Fresno. And her dancing was wonderful. She won many medals, and she, graduated into the different classes as she grew older, but she was always out there. I know she came up to have me be with her when she had a stent put in her heart, or the pacemaker rather. And I picked her up from the hospital, and we had to go to the dance club's party that night. And she's out there on the dance floor doing the jitterbug. And I believe she was in her early 70s at that time. So she has taught me to live life completely. She always maintained a calm demeanor, and I think that followed up on, followed me throughout my life. I don't get rattled very easily. I always take a deep breath when something startling happens so that I can center myself and figure out what's going on. She had an infectious laugh. She was so fun. She always was smiling and making friends. She would have her cocktails when she was at her party every once in a while. And she smoked maybe one cigarette a week. Not sure what that was about, but she had that cigarette that she had once a week. So I guess we all have our addictions. My dad happened to turn out to be an alcoholic and that type A personality, you know how it is. And he eventually found AA and did better at the end of his life, but he sure beat himself up in the process. But mom never had a bad word to say about him, except when I think it was 10 years after they had been divorced. I'm not sure what happened, but I heard her say, "Well, I'm glad she has him." And that's my stepmom, who is another influential part. She had the patience of Job. She also was a nurse, interesting, and she always had time to teach me We did knitting and crocheting when we were in England. When I had to do the dishes, if I didn't do them right, I got to do them again. When I had my own children, I thought, well, it's easier just to do it myself. But she would make sure everything was done on time. She had me iron my dad's uniforms. Those khaki uniforms, those blue shirts. If I didn't do them right, sprinkle bottle came out, we rolled them up, and we did them again. So I thank her for her patience, for teaching me basic homemaking skills. She wasn't a great cook. My dad was the cook in the family, and we got to clean up the mess. But both of my moms, I feel so blessed to have in my life. They definitely had a good influence on me in so many ways. And mom taught me the love of dance and singing. And I will forever remember when she came to live with us in her final years. She was 86 years old. Just the time that we had to spend. I had to take a medical interview for her when she was older. And that's when I found out that she broke her arm when she climbed out the upstairs banner, over the banner, to meet my dad for a date. So she was a little rebellious on her own. And it was fun getting to know her in the later years, even though we didn't spend the formative years together. She was a great friend, and I'm glad I had the time I had with her. Mr. Toastmaster.